viewers, thanks for staying with Sunrise. Now, she is known for sharing stories of others, but today she is sharing her journey, a book and YouTube show, Uniquely Me, the memoirs and motivations of one woman who dared to balance the many hats of life and to live intentionally. Let's welcome the woman behind Uniquely Me, Simone Shostawat, to share some more about her journey. Good morning and welcome to Sunrise, Simone.
Morning, thank you for having me.
So in terms of the many hats, tell us and our viewers again, what are some of the hats that you wear?
Well, the first hat is that I have a 9-to-5, of course. I'm a banker. I've been that for maybe 28 years. Apart from that, I am an author. To date, I have 14 books. I'm about to release the 15th book. I also help others to publish their books, so I'm a publisher as well. I have my own talk show that's going very well over a year now. I'm a minister in terms of minister of the gospel, praise and worship leader, sit on the board where church is concerned, Hail Angels Open Bible. I'm also a wife, I'm a mother. I'm trying to be a woman at the same time who can get a little time to go watch some TV by herself, you know.
You're still trying?
I'm still trying.
Yeah. So those are just some of the many hats.
Some of the many hats
that you wear. In terms of, you know, that first urge to share with other people that this is a reality. I'm not perfect in all of my fields. When did that start?
Whoa. I think it came at a point, I don't know if I should call it an awakening, where I recognized that, listen, there's more to life than just a regular 9-to-5, because I've always, well, as I said, I've been a banker forever. Many persons say, oh, I don't look like a day old. But then I came to the reality that there's more. There's so much more things that we could be doing, that we all are gifted with something else other than what you're really doing. Because, you know, some of us, we go because our parents wanted us to be doctor, lawyer, Indian, or chief. But then you just want to be a regular athlete, or you just want to sit on YouTube, or you really just want to tell people's story.
Right. And so at that point, when you decided that you wanted to embrace all of the hats and share, what kind of pushed that vulnerability?
I think my own life. I had gone through, and my book Uniquely Me has that covered in it. I had gone through having a baby, but the struggles of having a baby, and I wanted to put that out. And then after having that baby, the struggles of being a mother, that's where it all started. Because nobody gives you a handbook. Nobody tells you that, hey, the baby is not going to sleep when daylight or when night come. Nobody tells you that your marriage is going to go through a struggle in terms of trying to balance marriage and balancing a new individual in it. Nobody tells you about the strain on your body and that kind of thing. So that's kind of where it all started. And also nobody told me that it would have taken, it would have impacted my finances. So all of that, now I started thinking, okay, we need multiple streams of income. And not only that, but it's also, as I said, it's wanting to put me out there. And as I did that, I began to recognize that, hey, there are so many other persons going through the same thing.
Right.
Why not pull them in, build a little community, and see how I can help?
Were there any major medical complications with trying to have a baby?
Yes, I had lost one of my ovaries due to a dermoid cyst. And so I had one ovary, and then the one ovary that was left, they found another cyst on it. And so it was said that we were about to do surgery, so there would be no children. And at that time, the truth is, I wasn't even thinking that, boy, I'm not going to have no picnic or so, but your mother instincts tells you, no, you need to push a little bit more, you need a child. Plus, after being married for a while, you realize there's something missing from the marriage. We need a little somebody running around. Yes. So I did surgery, and so that one ovary was a little, as I said, had its complications. Then, funny enough, it has now gone to the point where I have had to, I have two children now, thank God. Yes. But I have since had to do surgery to remove everything. Yes. Because they found cancer, and my mom died from cervical cancer. And I say cancer because we were waiting for it to develop, so we just did surgery and just took everything. Yes. So no more children. And that's something that I'm sure if you go around, there are so many women with so many issues trying to have children, not able to, all the different complications. So again, I cover that in Uniquely Me.
But speaking of Uniquely Me and the chapters and the journey that it takes us through.
Well, it talks about first identifying yourself, knowing who you are. Go look in the mirror and say, hey, I got some spots here, and being able to accept yourself. That's the first thing.
Who am I really?
Yeah, who am I really? So that's it. Looking yourself. And I had to come to that reality because we're trying to please everybody else. We want to be the prim and proper girl. We want for our hair is not natural. We want it to be nice and curly and, all the different things. And so that was the first thing. Then I talk about choices regarding all the different things that we're faced with and how do we make those choices. Okay. Then I go into talking about help. I'm a mother. And, that was the screaming that, I remember one night my baby cried from 11 o'clock until 6 o'clock the next morning. And then daddy reaches home and the boy just went right to sleep and daddy didn't pay me any mind either. I was just left alone. So I was like, this is not happening. Yeah. And then I talk about the phenomenal woman at the back of it. That we're super. We carry so many, we carry scars. True. But at the same time, we are resilient, we're strong, we're superwoman.
Mm-hmm. You have one saying, oh my God, I'm a wife. What does that mean?
Girl, listen to me now.
For those of us, for the women that are married, what does that mean?
It's the ups and downs. It's the roller coaster we go through as wives. Yes. Not being understood, not feeling that we're sexy enough, not feeling that we're good looking enough, and not feeling that we are all that we need to be, not feeling appreciated. And so I talk about it instead of giving up, push through. Understand too that your spouse is going through his own set of struggles, and how do you find the balance, and how do you at the same time recognize that yes, I'm responsible for all these other persons including my husband, but I'm still a woman here.
Yeah.
Responsible for all these other persons including my husband. Sometimes I would say your maternal instinct will kick in when you have children. Mm-hmm. When you're dating and in a relationship with someone, does it become instant that I have to now care and provide and do everything for this person too?
So let me share something with you. When I got married with that misconception. I call it misconception now because I thought that if I was wearing purple, my husband needed to be in purple. I needed to wash, cook, and clean. No, I'm telling you, honestly, that's how I started out. And then I got the rude awakening that I would iron, and my husband understand me. I ironed this clothes for the entire week, and the man no wear none of the clothes.
After all the hard work.
After all the hard work.
What was that conversation like when you realized he's not picking up the shirts you have laid out?
So, girl, after 18 years, you can understand that. I burned down the house then. Yeah. Mash up everything. No, I no longer, I say, hey, do you want me to do this? If he says yes, no, I move along. I don't worry to lose my cool, lose my peace, because I started getting gray hairs and he has none. So I say, you know what, here what? If I'm going to cook, I ask now, do you want chicken, fish? If you say,
but I ask that question and sometimes my husband can't even answer. So I can't be bothered. So I just say, well, nobody not eat because we don't know what to do.
So I take that approach sometimes. Or I just go cook, and depending on what he's going to do, I say, if you think you're bad.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. So this is the reality of what's happening.
It is the reality, sister.
Well then. And then this one is really interesting. When do I get to be a woman that God called me to be?
Yeah, because the truth is that
question.
Yeah, it's a question, because in the midst of it, in trying to settle here on earth, there's more to us. There's a spirit part of us. And that part came when my mom died. I recognized that we're not here to stay. And unfortunately, we go at different stages.
Right.
But I needed to fulfill my God-given purpose. And so that's what that chapter is about, talking about how do you now move into your purpose.
It says living on purpose. Are you living by the standards of others? Live on purpose and with purpose. Trying too hard to fit in may cause you more harm than good. Boldly go where you have never been. Ask yourself, am I living too small? Am I dancing to the tune of someone else's drum?
There you go, girl. Exactly. And a lot of us are dancing to somebody else's tune, what they think about us, what they think we should have been doing. But why not do what you think you ought to be doing? Take the leap. Jump. You never know what may happen.
In terms of the book, it's a memoir, so it's not about, it doesn't have a section where I will write in my own reflective thoughts about
all right, so that one does not have it, but I have built out others out of it.
So the back you have a little journal area.
Oh yes, yes, I do have a little journal area, but I have built out, so for instance, I've done the Princess Prayer Planner, that is for your teenage girls coming up, your adolescents and stuff, and so it has a lot of colorful stuff in there, you can color and that kind of thing. And then I did the planner, so that allows you now to, because again, with all the many hats, you need a structure. And so that's what the planner is about. So you're able to plan and organize and put things in place and be grateful for this and grateful for that and that kind of thing, strategizing how you go about your moves.
All right. So that was the book. Your YouTube show, we have several, we'll see in several of the episodes going viral. What's so special about it for you?
It's the guests that comes on. It's their stories, because they are sharing their vulnerable stories, their place of hiding, for want of a better word. They're coming out with it. And what we have recognized is that when we put out an episode and they share, what comes back to me blows my mind, because there's so many people going through the same thing. But it's also, we don't dwell so much on the trauma, which is what I call what they're going through, the trauma, but it's the transformation. When you see a woman who has been battered and bruised, there was one lady, she was left for dead. She was known as Jane Doe because her husband had beaten her to pulp. And to see her come out and now be an activist for violence against women and that kind of thing, that for me, the transformation of it is what gets to me. And like I said, to see other persons sharing and saying, hey, I needed this, that kind of thing, that for me moves me. And also, so like one of them that has gone viral is the one with the sister in particular, Camille Cook. And it's not so much so that, because I guess a lot of persons are on it because of the association. But when you listen to this woman, she talks to you about her own struggles. She talks to you about the fact that, you know, during the incursion, how she almost lost her life. But yet at the same time, how she became transformed in prison. There's another lady on it, Stacey and Gabriel, will share her whole committing abortions and the kind of thing and going to prison. And God did not deliver her from prison, even though she got saved a month after going to prison. The Lord let her stay there for 5 years. But this woman is out here now doing a bag of things, as I'd call it.
But, you know, it might be, you know, just poking at it, but some people might then say, why are you focusing on people who were not strong enough or not able to do what we consider to be the right things or what is, you know, really accepted in society? Why are you focusing on people who are broken?
And so that's the whole point. Many of us are broken, but we're wearing masks. And so there's beauty in the ashes. And so your beauty marks becomes your strong point down the road. So it's a matter of allowing the authenticity, the authentic self to come forth.
What made you choose to focus on women specifically?
So years ago, long time, and it's recently the Lord reminded me about it, I was told, I got a prophetic word that I would have had a women's ministry. Honestly, I wasn't even focusing on it.
Right.
But as I have moved into the entrepreneurial part of things, and I'll say the base of it is definitely divine inspiration. But of course, as I'm moving now, because you need to plan and organize and be realistic and practical. Yes. What niche do I focus on? What am I strong at? What can I identify with? And so I can identify with women. So hence, and they have been gravitating. So why not?
Wow. All right. Uniquely me. What can people look forward to even more of coming from the Uniquely Me brand, which is not just the book but the show and all of the stuff? What are we? What are we looking?
Well, definitely. So we just launched season 5, and so that's going on now on the channel. We go live every Saturday night at 7:30. So that's going on now. I have just incorporated now women in business segment. So what we're doing now is focusing on women in business, their struggles to survive. Because again, we have so many women doing so many wonderful things. So we're building that part out now. Coming up, I'm looking at a mentorship program to draft in now women who want that transformation process, who want to build on that. So that's coming. More to come. I'm hinting of it on my social channels, but that's coming. So yeah, that's what's happening. That's what to look forward to.
And where can we follow the journey on social media?
Where do we get those hints from? We're on social media.
So Instagram has Uniquely Me, Simone Stewart, or God's Daily Portion. So that's where I share more inspirational stuff. There is also the YouTube channel, Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. I'm stressing that because there's a Uniquely Me page there. That's not mine. So it's Uniquely Me with Simone Stewart. And so that's where they'll see a lot of what's coming, what's there. And we have this season, we have a lot of interesting stories coming that's going to blow our minds.
Is there one you want to mention? Yeah.
Well, yes. Coming up this Saturday, we have Shanice coming. I mean, she will tell you she's probably one of the youngest entrepreneur who had come out in her community, and just how she has navigated the landscape to establish her business, and not afraid to tell you that, listen, persons came in terms of loan sharks came after her and that kind of thing. She had to shut down the business, but she was resilient and still floating. So that's to look forward to.
All right. Saturday. Yes, Simone, thank you so much for joining us and sharing about yourself and all the amazing work that you're doing. All the best.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Have a great season.